Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the established 1982 podcast, the Geek Culture Podcast, hosted by responsibly irresponsible adults that have loved video games, comic books, movies, and TV ever since 1982. This is your boy, the Lawnsman, Wally Analog, and I'm joined, of course, by my homie, who is the gatekeeper of civility and order, Rowls.
Yes, sir.
We love comic books, video games, movies, and TV. We're going to be talking about TV today. TV today is the return of George R.R. Martin on HBO Max in the form of House of the Dragon. It's not House of Dragons, black folks. Stop calling it House of Dragons. We never get stuff right. Constantly calling stuff by the run. It's not House of Dragons. It's House of the Dragon. So, basically, Game of Thrones has come back in the form of a prequel, highlighting the bloodline of the ever popular Targaryens. Love them or hate them, you know. There's points in throughout Game of Thrones where you hated them, and then there was some where you was like, yeah, I like them. All about them Targaryens. They pretty cool, but they have a very storied history, and they're highlighting it in this prequel. 172 years before the events of what we have come to love as Game of Thrones. And the first episode, as of this recording, was a week ago and will air tonight, second episode. Mm-hmm. And I'll just start by asking Rose, man, what did you think? What did you think of that first one? I know what my opinion is of it.
I got you. Before I get into that, I will say that the final season of Game of Thrones.
Oh God, this may go without saying.
The final season of Game of Thrones, there were some moments where I was like, man, these are, like you said, these are some great moments. But when the way they wrapped up that story, like even with Daenerys, was like, okay, you felt sorry for her, but then she ended up being kind of like Hitler at the end. It was kind of like
turned into the Mad King,
right? Yeah. So the writing just felt a little like all over the place, and then couple that with
get out of there,
right? And then couple that with like I'm seeing Starbucks cups and people wearing Nikes and Jordans.
Right.
And,
even the editors was like,
right,
nailing it in.
Right. You could have just painted that out of there or something. Like there's you could have.
Right.
Did y'all check that? Like,
folks had Americanos chilling up in the
lattes and all that kind of stuff.
White chocolate mocha.
So anyway, long story short, when they announced this, I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it eventually, but it's not appointment viewing for me.
It wasn't. No.
So leading up to it, like even the moment where it was out that Sunday, I was kind of like,
but see, I was by the time it got a week away, I was just like, oh, this Thrones. Because I had seen a few
like
trailers, and I had watched some of what they had released. Each character and the person that's playing them talk about their character,
right? And
I became intrigued,
because you're all about the story.
Right.
So, like,
so I was like, oh, this sounds good. With
right,
right? Because they're setting Game of Thrones is always about what literally the plot is always
Game of Thrones.
We want this, and we're gonna do whatever to get this throne.
Right.
And so it's an easy premise to set up all the time, but the trick comes in where you have you want to create the motive behind what drives people to do what they do to get to the throne,
right? As
well as who these people are and how they're related to those who would have what they want. And so, man, it's geek. It's a geek culture soap opera, man.
Right. So yeah, I would say I enjoyed the setup.
Yeah.
I enjoyed like just giving you that quick recap. Like before we get into this,
this is
just
what
let
it
you know
is.
this is
what
how
the
it started.
Targaryens are about.
Right. Yeah. And when that when the king was like, they have some foreshadowing in there when the king and spoilers, guys.
Yeah. We're gonna spoil it.
Yeah. And this is a pregame. We're a little late with the pregame,
because we didn't.
Yeah, but
so much other stuff going on.
Yeah, but when the king was like, the Targaryen, the government's going to, I mean, we're dope. The only thing that's going to break us apart is ourselves.
Right.
Right.
Because no
kingdom,
one, they set it up at the very beginning. Like Targaryens, House of the Dragon, they literally are the family that controls dragons. They got 10 of them.
Yes.
And they made the point of saying that no one dared to stand against them.
No.
We have 10 dragons.
Right.
So the only people that are going to stand against people with 10 dragons are the people within the family with 10 dragons.
Correct.
So they knew what they were.
Yeah, that scene was pivotal because it was like,
yeah, they're gonna let you know.
You just saw it on his face, like, man, yeah, I'm making some decisions here, but
exactly, and he knew. He was like, man, looking, I can't win. He's like, I can't. Okay, so here's just to set it up, right? The
heavy is a head that wears the throne, the
crown.
Yeah.
So the king currently, the current Targaryen, he's old and his health is failing, and he doesn't have he doesn't have a male heir,
right?
Because I think they say he was killed or something like that. His son was killed or something. So all he's got now is his eldest daughter, and the eldest male cousin in the family.
Right.
Never has a successor been named that was female.
Correct.
Just goes against everything the Targaryens believe. So as a result,
I wonder why. That's interesting. Did they ever explain why?
No.
Yeah, interesting.
No, but they just kind of let you kind of come to your own conclusions based on what you know to be true.
Well, we can play
everyday human. Yeah, they're not. Yeah, human beings. What they do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know. So
we're not quick to go to war.
No.
Wow. What a concept.
Right.
Yes.
So he has this big ceremony to name the successor. Goes so far as to let the daughter stand up there with her husband, black husband, by the way, which I thought was interesting, who is like the most powerful, naval commander guy, dude, family, naval family. They got the largest fleet of ships in all the land or whatever, so nothing moves without him. And then they got the male cousin, and they had this big ceremony to announce who they're gonna pick, like it's like draft day or something. You know what I'm saying? So you make the woman stand up there in front of all these people so you can humiliate her by picking the cousin.
Right.
Because he's male. Because they know he doesn't want to go against tradition.
Right.
But he can't win because he knows he's taking a dump on who is rightfully the heir.
Right.
Over what tradition says. So he knows that whatever he does it's a problem, and you can see it all over his face.
Right.
And like you said, Rose, he makes that comment, that statement. The only thing that can tear us up is us, and doggone it,
it's going to happen.
As the episode progresses, the family is a problem. In the family,
right,
it's a problem,
right,
because the king's. The cousin who named the successor, because that's what after that happens, the king has passed on, and the cousin that was pronounced at the heirs has been king now for 10 years. Mm-hmm. He's got a brother, so by rule, the brother is next in line because the king doesn't have a son either. He's got an older daughter, and that's all.
Right.
His wife has had gobs of miscarriages and has been unable to carry a baby to term. It's just has not been able to produce a male heir.
Right.
But she's pregnant now, and they're all hopeful that she's gonna have a son. So he doesn't have to name who we have learned is his crazy brother. That dude is off the chain so much that they don't even let him. He's not even in the king's court. They demoted this dude to city police. He's like the chief of what would be the medieval police in Westeros. And when I say his form of policing is the most gangster you've ever seen, he's a loose cannon. He can't be trusted. And there are people on the king's court that don't want his brother anywhere near there. So now you've got that contention.
Right.
They're telling the king to his face, your brother is trash.
Right.
His brother, the king knows that, but you're not gonna tell me that my brother is trash. Don't talk to. Don't do that. Don't speak on my family. That's my family.
Right.
But he knows it. That's why he got him down there in the police, down there doing stuff. So the story is amazing.
Right.
And couple that with the fact that his wife has not been able to bear a son. And in the midst of her trying and going into labor, the labor has become complicated, and they can only save one. This dude chooses the baby. Some of the most gangster stuff. So, they didn't have the medicine they have now, right? Those midwives and folks like that, a cesarean was death.
Right.
And essentially that's what it was. And it was one of the most gangster scenes to where I'd seen articles and message boards where a lot of people were very uncomfortable.
Yeah, that was a tough watch.
I was like, well, clearly you have not watched Game of Thrones.
Right.
Red Wedding.
Right.
If you know anything about that, then this was child's play. But still, that was a bad choice.
Yeah, that was bad.
Damn,
that was real bad.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry, but it's fiction, so what it is. But
I chuckled a little bit though.
I say all that to say, there's no loss. There's no loss of intrigue,
right,
and backstabbing and shady dealings,
right,
in this show.
Right.
I loved every minute of it.
Yeah. So I'm not up on. Hopefully, this is not sacrilegious to say.
It's okay. It's all right.
But what I find ironic is the person that can control and fly the dragon is a woman. Mm-hmm. It did am I right on that? Because it seemed like when why am I forgetting his name?
Damon.
Yeah, when Damon,
the crazy cousin.
Yeah, when Damon. When Damon approaches the dragon, his niece is able to ride. Mm-hmm. She's able to fly the dragon and have control over the dragon. Mm-hmm. And I just find it interesting that the person can control and tame the dragon. The person that can control and tame the dragon is the person they clearly don't want to rule the kingdom.
Yeah, and
which is ironic.
And his dragon, if I'm not mistaken, is like the dopest, largest, most deadliest one in all 10 of the other ones, all the other 9.
Right.
His dragon's red, and it looks like it'll put in the necessary work. You don't want to get on this dude's bad side.
Right. But she's able to control and tame this dragon.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. He did call her over there and say, come.
No, he called another woman to.
Oh, yes, that wasn't his wife?
Damon's wife? No.
It wasn't. Okay.
No,
I have to look at that again. I thought that was his wife he called over there.
Is he married? He's not married.
Yeah, that woman. Remember at the end he said, you need to go home to your wife and you can't stay here. Remember, because he disrespected his dead son. And I didn't even get into that. That's something else altogether. Just so much going on. So much foul stuff happening to where family is like
a whorehouse,
your worst enemies. This dude,
he's talking crazy.
Right. So the king, I mentioned that his wife is trying to have his baby.
Right.
She sacrificed her life to get the baby out.
And the baby still
dies.
dies.
was a son, but he died.
Right.
So now he lost both. And then his brother was in a whorehouse, drunk, celebrating that he's still the heir, and his son, his nephew was heir for a day.
Right.
Dirty.
Right. That was real.
And so that made the king super mad. He banished him, said, "Go home to your wife. Don't come back. I don't want to see your face."
So that was okay.
No more.
Yeah, I missed that part. I missed to mention.
Because remember, he and his wife were having coffee in an earlier scene. If you recall. You don't recall?
That was okay. So
that's his wife.
I thought he was just wild. I thought.
Yeah, remember they were having. Remember he was having issues, and then she said, "Would you like for me to bring in another cup of coffee to help you?"
Yeah, that's. I think that's where I started getting and then he coupled that with he's in the whorehouse. He's just out here. I didn't make the connection.
Wife.
Okay,
yeah, that's his wife.
So that's his wife.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. That's why he was touch this dragon.
Right.
We gonna do what we need to do.
But I found that interesting. I found that part very interesting. That it took her touch in order to.
Yeah, it seemed like the women, because even in Game of Thrones, Daenerys, she had full control.
Right.
So there's a lot. There's a lot going on, and so much backstabbing is potential, and they gave you insight to all of it. Like the king's right hand is a very sought after position in the Game of Thrones lore, right? And so Otto is the king's hand, and he has a daughter, and so this dude, he does not like Daemon. Matter of fact, he is responsible for saying, "Hey man, put this dude in the police. He don't need to be nowhere near the king's court. I don't care if that's your brother or not. He's trash. Put him down there and delegate him to police duty."
Right.
And he doesn't want him to be the king,
right?
Because he knows that would be problematic. This dude, after the death of the king's son, at childbirth, sends his daughter into his chambers. He's saying, "Go in there and comfort the king,"
right?
Comfort the king, as it were, because there's an interest,
right?
Basically pimping his daughter out. Hopefully,
scary.
Something. Yeah, it's some real shady. Thankfully,
all for power.
Yeah. So thankfully, the young lady went in there with her little history book, but did not comply. Did not make any advancements or anything like that. I was afraid that something worse was going to happen. In the form of forcing himself on her or something like that.
Gotcha.
But he was very
distraught.
Yeah, distraught, and then just appreciative of her effort of bringing him that history book and stuff like that. So I'm glad nothing like that transpired. But the notion that that's what we do here,
right? To
get a piece of that throne,
right?
So you're gonna see a lot of stuff. You're gonna see a lot of stuff, and then you have the eldest daughter. Who has an interest in, and she once again gets passed over at the end when the current king now has a ceremony to announce his heir, which is his daughter.
Right.
So now she's been skipped over twice.
Right.
She ain't happy about it.
Right.
But she's real classy, and she doesn't do a lot. And her husband, like I said, is the guy who's the big shipping guy, the big ship. He's
she's
trade
playing
guy.
the politics.
Yeah, so
close,
it'll be interesting to see what lengths they go to and how they operate, which would appear would be would have less use of the sword,
right,
and more of a more kind of underhanded way to do things, on the slide, kind of like Cersei.
Sounds like they're playing
Cersei
chess.
never killed anybody, but Cersei was dirty, man. She got work done, but never had to lift a blade, right?
Right.
She didn't have to.
Right.
So dude, I'm all in. I'm all in. It completely removed the horrible taste from my mouth that was season 6 of Game of Thrones.
Right.
And I would say to those of you that feel the same way and are still holding a grudge, give the first episode a chance before throwing the baby out with the bad water. I made another baby joke.
Wow. So, do you think?
Sorry about that.
So is this season going to show who becomes the Mad King, or they're just going to build it? Like, you think they're going to stretch that out for 3 seasons or something?
Yeah, I don't know how far they're going to go.
And then all of a sudden, there's a Mad King.
There's 10 episodes to this, so I don't know how far they're going to go. And how many bloodlines they're going to go through. Game of Thrones went 6 seasons and never left the Lannisters.
That's true. That's true.
Well, it was the Baratheons at the very start.
Right.
But then, I think it's the Starks, my bad.
Starks, yeah.
But the Baratheon was first, then the Stark.
They got them out of there.
Yeah,
Baratheon out of there.
Yeah, the Baratheon was the king for a hot second, and then it was Stark. And they killed him so quick. And then all hell broke loose.
Right.
After that, and then everybody was vying for it. It was kind of just open.
Yeah. Open seating.
Yeah, it was. So it'll be interesting to see. I think it's going to take place in one generation.
I see. I like the foreshadowing where he's sitting on the throne and he gets cut, like one of the blades cut him. He's like,
yeah. He's got something going on right now where he's got an infection that won't heal.
Yeah. In
his back, but they didn't really elaborate. So, he claimed he got it sitting on the throne, but they didn't go into that. It was kind of a mystery kind of deal. I don't know if they're gonna expound.
So I don't know if that was
what.
Yeah, there was. I don't know if that was like part of it. Like I don't know if somebody's setting that dude up, like they doing something to the throne,
right?
Or something.
Like they trying to
poison him or something.
Right. But they didn't go into it. He just kind of said, "Do what you need to do, man. Go ahead and cauterize it so we can get it going." But then after that, he went.
Right. It looked like a bad wound.
It was
nasty.
It was. Ugh. Yeah, it was bad. It didn't look good.
Right.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. As of this recording tonight is the second episode, and we all in. I'm ready.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess now that we've done the pregame, we're gonna have that mid. Like after
5. Yeah,
5
we'll
episodes,
do it after
we'll do
the
it.
next. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have a check in and then have a full review of the season.
Yeah, I thought it was cool, man. I mean,
I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially after this episode.
You sound a little concerned, though.
No, I'm not concerned. I just
you still got that 6 on your mind.
no, because I think there's different. The directors are different, so it's
Absolutely.
I think the
Absolutely.
team is different.
And the material that they're pulling from is a completed
Correct.
work.
Right.
We don't have to worry about running out of pages in
Correct.
George R. Martin's
Right.
book.
It was like they were just like
They were just
freestyling,
making stuff up.
Yeah. Honestly,
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
mind. Yeah.
Cue the Drake.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I think I think like when I see when I see episode 2, I think I'll my feet will get firmly planted in. Okay, this is appointment viewing.
Okay.
But I will say the first episode did its job to get me go.
To set up what everybody's position was and kind of gave you a lane, just kind of see their lane that they're gonna take to try to do what they need to do to get on the Iron Throne.
I will say I was expecting it. They're not repeating the same. They did all the grimy stuff, like they kind of sprinkled.
Did a lot of grimy,
and the grimy would say, like the whole like choosing the son over the wife. That was pretty grimy.
Yeah,
like that was bad. And then when the I guess the police were going down and just
if you were a thief,
exacting justice.
If you were a thief, they were cutting off your hands. If you were a murderer, they were just stopping your heart. And Lord God, if you raped,
cut your head off, basically.
And if you raped,
that
was the scene,
right? Yeah,
the castration.
But when he broke tradition, I know that act was gangster.
Yeah, it was too much. It's
right. And that was a great way to end it. But I think there was part of me that was expecting like, oh, is she gonna get killed? Like she just become and then But I think that's gonna be the point of this season probably is she's going to be the heir and they're going to be like, wait a minute, you're breaking tradition here.
Yeah.
This was kicking the hornet's nest.
He did what the previous king did not do.
Right. And he kicked the hornet's nest, basically.
And that's why the guy knew. He was like, the first king was like, I can't choose her as bad as I need to and as bad as it's the right thing to do. And the new king admitted as much. I have pretty much disrespected you in this regard.
Right.
You should have been named. I shouldn't have been doing all this trying to get a son. Because as a result, I lost my wife and I lost, the son that I thought would have been. I lost too much. And that was the tipping point for him to finally go and do what is the right thing. But the right thing is still being done. They're not even the rightful line. Like, he's doing the right thing. But she's done. They are not rightfully there in the first place.
Right.
And so that's where the intrigue comes from.
Right.
The eldest daughter should have had it. And so you all are not even supposed to be in the discussion.
Right. Yeah.
He should have done the right thing and given it to the cousin.
Right.
But he still made the wrong decision.
You mean giving it to his daughter?
No, he gave it to his daughter. The wife. The daughter of
I'm talking about the first king.
The first king's daughter.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, his cousin.
Right. Okay, gotcha. Sorry.
He should have given it to her. Yeah.
Okay,
the first
sorry.
wife. Yes, that's correct.
It's all confusing.
So he still made the wrong decision in his belief that he made the right one. Because even when he accepted the throne, he knew it was wrong. But he's been in it so long, it's like now it is what it is. The heir is my kids.
Right.
Period. So Homegirls is upset, so I can't wait to see. I'm already on her team. I've picked them. That's my team. Black husband, skipped over wife. That's my team. And I actually like Damon. I enjoy Damon. He's a terrible dude, but I like his character because he gets the job done. He loves his family. He's just his methods are questionable.
Yes,
but I enjoy him because every time he's on the screen, something gangster is going to happen.
And do you think his methods were questionable because he's been skipped over? Do you think that's what's fueled?
That's correct. That's correct.
The madness.
They don't. Much? Yeah, they don't like him, and he's been pretty much
the bad seed.
Yeah. He's the guy that the Hand of the King Otto always takes a dump on. You know what I'm saying? He always got he's at odds with him. Doesn't have a good thing to say about him. You know,
it's almost like he's doing it on purpose just to get a rise out of him.
Yeah. And they give it back to each other. Mm-hmm. But Damon is a little more. He's a little more charismatic than the other dude. The other dude's kind of a stiff. Like he looked like he used to get beat up in high school and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But
and forgive me, the jousting scene, right?
Yes.
Where he gets defeated and he yields.
Yes.
What was the importance of that? Because the guy, were they jousting for the? Because when the guy won, mm-hmm. when the opponent won, he mm-hmm. went over to one of the.
Well, yeah, they
see, I get confused.
Yeah,
with
the
some
tradition was that they if they get the favor of someone, that they'll succeed. That guy, well, the first guy that he beat, if you recall, the guy that he beat first, mm-hmm. that Damon beat, was Otto, the Hand of the King's son. Okay, so he was real hard on him. But then they made mention of who this guy was, and I can't remember his significance.
Yeah, see, I have to watch closely because
but he put him down. But it's another house that we have to be very mindful of.
Right.
But they don't say much about them yet.
Can you mention? You recognized a lot of the you had to watch closely. There were houses being mentioned. That,
the Baratheons were there at the end. You know, pledging their fealty to the new league.
Yeah, they weren't liking that at all.
They weren't liking it, but they were doing it.
Right.
Because you're gonna go against a house with 10 dragons. You can do that if you want to.
Right.
They're not happy. It's a female, and they're all bending the knee to this girl.
Right.
And that's not how we do it in Westeros. You know what I'm saying? That's not how we do.
Right.
But all those the Starks came through. Mm-hmm. I think we saw the Starks in there and Baratheons, and then, gosh, it was some other ones I can't remember, but they made sure that you saw. They even made mention of the coming, the prophecy of winter coming, and at that time a Targaryen must be enthroned. So take this and all that stuff like that. Which of course that didn't work out, but. But it was cool that they tied that together. It was almost like
Secret Service info or something. Nobody knows about
nobody knows
this
except the Targaryens.
Right.
Not even like if some other king were to get that information, they're not going to, because he was like, Targaryens must be seated according to this prophecy.
Oh, I see.
Here's this information.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? So if a Stark sits there or any other house sits there, they're not going to know about this. No.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It is, because I guess it was a family thing, mm-hmm. and that artifact was passed down along with that information, mm-hmm. and so they only do that for those who are to be a successor.
Right.
They're not going to pass that.
A Targaryen successor.
Yeah, right. Because they're not going to pass that to a non-Targaryen, right?
Right.
They're not going to do that. So, yeah. Man, it's good, man. I thought it was well written. I just hope that they can maintain that momentum throughout 9 more episodes and subsequent seasons. So.
I would like if they do kind of go back and kind of explain some of that stuff. Mm-hmm. Because it's sometimes you can get lost in the lore. You're like, but okay.
Yeah, you may actually have to reference some books and some materials to get that done.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sure there's some websites out there for some real hardcore
I'm a casual.
Fans. Yeah. We're Game of Thrones casuals. Where them dragons at? When they gonna fight?
Yes. No, I like
politics out of here.
Yeah, no, I like the political.
Yeah, because you need it. You need it to understand why people are doing what they're doing, and without it, it's just people fighting, and you don't even know why.
Right, and it sets up why the dragons are getting used and how they're getting used. So I appreciate that. I don't want to just see dragon porn
for nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
So,
yes, join us. Join 82 on this romp through Westeros in the form of House of the Dragon every Sunday on HBO and HBO Max.
Yep.
Yeah. So let us know what you think, man. EST 1982 podcast / patreon.com. If you want to pledge $1 or more, as well as your time. Thank you so much for those of you that decided to do so. Facebook and Instagram, EST 1982 podcast is the tag. Hit us up out there. The conversations are very lively out there. So I know, and I don't think anybody's been talking about the House of the Dragon out there that I know of. It's been about everything else going on in other areas of geek culture, but I think this one's pretty significant enough. So this warrants a conversation. I think I might had Van said anything about it? Van strikes me as a Game of Thrones. Yeah, I think he watched Game of Thrones. Did he watch Game of Thrones? If he did, I know he was very disappointed, as all of us were.
Right.
I'd have to talk to him about that.
I mean, he would be the person that
get that political,
political,
and it's a black dude in there, so he gonna throw up that good black fist and give us that information.
Right.
Yes, sir. All right, well, you know what it is. Let us know what you think, and man, we'll highlight you.
Peace.